Hello, everyone. This is Joe Dagger, Business 101, and with me today is Bob Petruska. Bob is with Sustain Lean Consulting in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're here a little bit to talk about creating an A3 learning organization. Okay, let's get started. Let's zoom right in on a certain area here, and Bob, let's get started in talking about just one of these sections here. Let's go to the first step here in the target condition. Let me get your picture out of there a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, do you start out when you look at the target condition, you got that bullseye up there and then that picture of clarity, priority, alignment, and congruence. Can you explain that to me?
Right. So what we're after here is having people work in the areas that are important. Right, and so it's all about priority and how you can sell what the pain is, right? So what we find is that, or what my clients find is that if you can communicate what the organization goals are, as well as those annual goals, and then align what your target situation is at the start, it helps to have people work on the things that are important.
So you're saying that the really developing a current state is we say this over and over again, but it's kind of like, well, what are we going to do tomorrow? We're always jumping to the future state, aren't we? We want to make changes.
Yeah.
What's the value in figuring out what we did in the past?
Well, first of all, we've got to look in the rear view if we understand, how we're doing, right? So I like to call them display and measure charts. And so we ask people, okay, what are the goals? What are we trying to accomplish? And we start there because that's important. We want to achieve the goals that the organization wants to achieve. Then we try to deploy the resources in that direction. So we start with a target condition, and we might even ask somebody in sales and say, okay, what are you trying to accomplish this year? That gives us a good baseline, because if we're aligned with the people that we're supporting, then chances are we're going to help them achieve the goals. And then provided that the goals that they're trying to achieve will help the organization reach its mission, then all is good.
We get into this area that you talk about. That's where you start talking about the gap, right?
And so we ask the question, how are you actually performing to your target? And the difference between the two is either an opportunity or a problem. And in this case, there's a gap, which is saying that, okay, something's different. But then there's also that alignment to the core values. And we want people to think about what the organization's core values are. It might be taking care of the customer's needs, or like Sam Walton calls it, the sundown rule, right? And so we try to get back to people on the same day. And then if this target condition supports that, whatever that is, then would say, okay, there's an alignment there.
Okay. And core values, that's something that we really should identify, right?
Yeah, the organizations, my clients normally have that articulated very well. The challenge is that from an operations standpoint and day to day, how do you keep that visible in front of people? Because I'll ask them, I say, what are your core values? And they'll say, And I'll be like, all right, well, if 10 people you talk to gives you 10 different answers, chances are you're not very aligned on what your core values are. So we start there and we say, let's just get this in front of people and let them think about how they align to that. And we're seeking congruence and visibility.
Okay. Tell me where someone can contact you and the best way to get a hold of you.
Bob Petruska is my name, and my website is bobpetruska.com, www.bobpetruska.com, or you can pick up the phone and give me a holler, 704-615-3731.
I encourage people to reach out to you. A resource of information, a great resource of knowledge, and one of the more people persons in the consulting side that I know. So thanks a lot, Bob, for your time, and a great looking A3 here.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great one.